Good ideas need good execution. And this is why investors expect a strong strategy for navigating competition and turning ideas into successful products and sales. This film builds on the concept of business models. We'll explore how a business strategy details the execution of the business model to outperform competitors. We'll also examine how a business strategy responds to external factors or the operating environment and the key decisions it encompasses. A business strategy outlines how a business will focus its attention, efforts, and resources to achieve a goal or address a challenge. In essence, a business strategy details how a business model will be delivered to gain an advantage over competitors. An operating environment encompasses everything that can influence the business, from the broader economy to social, political, and technological factors. Strategic analysis researches the operating environment to understand how it affects an enterprise. This process helps make informed decisions about operations, manufacturing, and finance. These strategic decisions help the enterprise outperform its competitors by identifying and maximizing competitive advantages and core competencies. To help students grasp the concept of business strategy, start with relatable examples. For instance, consider how a sports team develops a strategy to win a game, or how an individual plans their study strategy to achieve a good grade. Ask students to suggest different forms of competition in engineering, such as choice, cost, features, performance, patents, design, lifespan, servicing, upgrades, and quality. Students could also discuss the competitive advantages of companies like Apple, Lidl, Lego, Dyson, or Ocado. The external influences of an operating environment are outside a business's direct control. These include political, economic, social, technological, legal, and environmental factors. They're sometimes referred to as pestle factors. Together, these external influences will increase or decrease market demand for a product or service, create or expand markets, or shrink or cause them to disappear. Your business strategy describes your responses to take advantage of opportunities and to manage or pivot in response to risks. An unresponsive business will fail. To help your students understand the impact of the operating environment, you could use some of the following. Use the pestle table in the learner resource to explore how the operating environment is not one single thing, but the entirety of influences on a company. Ask students to suggest examples of opportunities and risks for engineering and emphasize the importance of responding to the operating environment. Explore the concept of a market. Highlight that it's a large group of customers for a product or service, which can be divided into segments with different needs. Your business strategy describes how you'll respond to external influences in relation to what the business can control, your operations, manufacturing, and finance. Operations involves allocating and managing resources like people, sites, equipment, materials, and intellectual property. Manufacturing includes decisions about equipment, processes, capacity, inventory, and outsourcing. Finance covers pricing, spending, and investments such as product prices, overheads, marketing, research, new facilities, and investor returns. Help your students understand that each enterprise is unique, but every engineering enterprise must focus on operations, manufacturing, and finance. A software enterprise, for example, won't manufacture, but it must instead make decisions about distribution, hosting, and upgrades that correlate with decisions about manufacturing capacity. Use the example in the learning resource to get them thinking about the opportunities a business strategy is responding to and the risks an entrepreneur will need to address. To illustrate these concepts with your students, let's consider a case study that you can also find in the learner resource. Machine Co is the sole UK distributor of unique small additive CNC machines. The owners have decided to set up a new enterprise to offer CNC machining of low-volume product runs alongside their sales and servicing business. They're now developing a business strategy for this new enterprise. This case study provides an excellent opportunity for your students to apply what they've learned. You can ask them to consider: what is the opportunity the owners have identified? What external factors might create this opportunity? What competitive advantage might the strategy identify, and what core competencies will the enterprise need? What decisions will the owners need to make about operations, manufacturing, and finance? What risks might the owners need to respond to? By understanding business strategies, your students will be better equipped to turn their engineering ideas into successful enterprises. Analysing the operating environment, making informed decisions, and developing a competitive edge are all essential for any aspiring engineer looking to make a real-world impact. Thanks for watching, and feel free to revisit any of the films and resources to recap.